Oh, hey everybody, Darksoul6875 here, and welcome back to Thoughts of a Dark Soul. Today, once again, joining me is DarkPaladin. We're going to be discussing the newest episode of Doctor Who called Extremis. I want to say we are still on a just streak of good episodes. Once again, we're just hitting it out of the park. This is what, fifth episode in a row that has just knocked it out of the park with writing, acting, and directing.
Fuck you, Frank.
Yeah, Frank, I hope you're taking notes, because Jesus Christ, Smile is legit the lowest point in the season right now. The lowest. Palin, what do you think of the episode?
I liked it. And as of today, which is the 26th of May, Rotten Tomatoes is still at 100%.
What about the last week's episode, Oxygen? What's that at?
I don't know. I didn't check that one yet.
Why didn't you?
Didn't think I had to.
We don't do a lot of prepping for this, if you hadn't noticed.
As far as I know, it's probably still at 100% too.
Damn. Hold on, I'm gonna check Smile.
Do we have to?
I want to. Just to keep the joke. It's at an 89%.
Fuck off. It should be lower. Wait, no, probably not. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I would probably put it at maybe a 75. It's oh, okay, here's the average rating. It's a 6.84 out of 10. Only 2 people say it's rotten.
I guess we'll just have to live with that.
We'll just have to disagree. It's okay. So, Extremis. As we know, I believe we start the episode with the Doctor on just an unknown planet. I don't know if we get the planet's name. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I don't think so. I can't remember. I don't think I can. I don't remember what the planet they're on is called. And it's been almost a week since we've watched the episode, so I do apologize. We're off to a great start, but we see the Doctor on a planet. It's not of the dead, but it's where people go to die. It seems that the people there kind of worship death in kind of a really weird way, if I remember correctly. And then we see the Doctor coming up to this little, I don't know what to call it, so there's a square, a big square, with 4 pillars, 4 small, kind of pillar-like things on each corner. And there's a little thing where you kind of set your knees down and you just wait. And once a lever is pulled, it zaps you and you're executed. It's the best way I can do it. Like a little execution square. They're talking about only a Time Lord can kill another Time Lord, essentially. So that they've hunted him down. And the dialogue at first seems to be oh, you're going to be the one that's dying? Because we know we've seen the Doctor regenerating in the trailer. But then we see Missy come out. And the way I initially interpreted it is it looked like the Missy was going to be the one to execute the Doctor, because I thought that's how they were trying to push the scene. But no, it turns out the Doctor is here to execute Missy, which is a very dark turn. And it actually doesn't explain anything on how Missy escapes Scarrow at all. We just kind of skipped over that. I don't know if that's going to be saved for a later plot line or not. I'm trying to think, what does it cut? When does it cut? There's a very good line, and I don't know if it comes now or later, about Missy essentially telling the Doctor that she is his friend, no matter what. I think it was without witness, without prize, without judgment. I will always be your friend. It was a really good line, delivered very well by the actress that plays Missy. Is that where the episode starts, or do we start with the... No, it is where we start. DarkPaladin, please interject, make sure if I don't get this correctly. I don't know what you're doing right now, but
as far as I remember, I think it started off kind of like that, but then it went to the doctor using the sunglasses to use the site. Then he went, because I'm pretty sure it starts off with just him sitting next to the door and then him getting an email titled Extremis.
See, I thought that it started with the execution scene. Then it jumps to the door.
As far as I know, it could have done that, but that's what I remember so much. They cut back and forth through the execution scene.
Yeah, like the execution scene isn't one full scene. Like it splices in and out between the episode. So essentially, they get to some point and then they cut off. So now we're back, and we find out that Missy is the one behind the vault door, because
we don't find that out till like later on during the episode.
We don't? I thought we did.
No! Wow, you really don't remember anything about that. No, what happened was they went to the Extremis thing, and then we're now cutting to the doctor in the classroom, where he's seeing a bunch of people coming towards him.
No, are you sure? I thought there was something else. The flow of this episode was very weird. Not in a bad way, but in a kind of weird way.
Not really, to me. It kind of makes sense to what they were doing, especially since...
No, it did. Like, it's hard for me to remember because of how it wove the story.
Well, to me, it's how it moved the story was that what I thought I was going to do was have something to do with confessions and how he feels that he needs to confess for what he has, what it seems to have try to build up towards that. Oh, did he execute Missy?
Yeah.
But also showing that giving Nordal more information on what he is.
See, now I think they wait to show Nardole in the execution scene till later. So I think we get to the execution scene. I think we get to the friend line, and then I think it cuts to the doctor in the vault first, doesn't it? Where he downloads the Extremis email, and then it jumps to the classroom, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the classroom, the people coming in, they're dressed all, Catholic-like? Christian-like?
It's the Pope and the Vatican that coming in.
Yeah.
The Vatican comes in, and then the Pope walks in sometime after that.
They mention... Oh, God, which Pope was it? There's a specific Pope they mention.
I'm thinking it's the new one.
No. Like, because it was, like, in 15 whatever, because apparently the Doctor had a fling with the Pope.
Yeah, but they referenced that Pope was a she.
Yeah. I said with the Pope. I didn't specify. Did you just assume her gender? Essentially, they're there to get the Doctor's help because he's been referred to by a previous Pope. The one I was just talking about. I can't remember which Pope. It doesn't actually say here. Because the priest who had read the Veritas, which is a script that anybody who reads it, they kill themselves. Pretty fucking heavy shit. There's a priest that is missing from the group that was translating it prior, and they need his help. So they go along, and the Doctor has to pick up Bill. He's still wearing the sonic glasses because he's still blind, obviously. And we probably come to what I thought was like the funniest scene in the whole episode. Which is when they pick up Bill. So Bill brings home a date. I think her name was Penny.
Yes.
And she comes back to her apartment. Obviously, the place she was renting didn't go through because, it's non-existent. And she comes home, and she doesn't think her foster mom's home. She is. She, walks into them coming into the house. She's like, oh, I thought you were bringing a guy home. I don't think Bill's foster mom knows she's gay.
No.
Even though I thought she did in the first episode.
No, I don't think so.
Because I thought Bill told her something along the lines of, I don't like boys. But I guess maybe she just thought that was a joke. I don't know. Her mom tells her, her foster mom tells her, don't do anything I wouldn't do. And Bill just kind of smiles at this line, just eh. So they go sit...
Whatever.
So they, go sit down and start talking for a little bit. And then they hear the TARDIS enter. It's in Bill's... They're, in, the living room, and then Bill's room's off to the side. And then you just see the Pope walk in.
Out of a room.
On a casual date with a woman, and then the Pope walks in, like you do.
But the thing of what builds up was for that, this seems to be Penny's first homosexual relationship.
Or date, even.
Yeah, date, whatever. But it seems she's now
very
questioning.
nervous.
Yeah, about it. so questioning her feet. I was like, is this wrong? Is this bad? And then the Pope walks through the door. So basically, you think like, so the first thing that popped through is my like, yep, I went down the wrong path.
I'm about to be converted.
I need dick.
Now, something interesting to note is that the Pope is speaking. I don't know what language the Pope speaks. Is it Italian?
Italian?
I assume it's Italian.
Yeah.
But it's not. Now, notice that we hear the TARDIS come into the room, but he's not being translated to English. Remember that. That'll be important later on. So, Penny walks into the room. She sees the Pope and, like, a couple other fucking members of the church. She's like, alright, I'm out of here. This is either some kinky shit or you're trying to convert me. Bye-bye.
Or, that she's now thinking like, oh, maybe this is a good thing. Popes walk through the door and here comes people from the Vatican. Nope, God told me it's wrong. God just admitted to them it's wrong.
And there's a big giant blue box with like 5 priests in the Pope. Like, this is legit like a setup to a really dumb joke that is amazing at the same time. It's just like, so Mom, I brought this girl home and then the Pope decided to show up with a giant blue box and 5 priests. What? So Bill goes in to the TARDIS. She's obviously a bit angry because her, date was just scared off by the Pope and some priests. But the Doctor is looking around for some type of device. And then Nardole kind of explains what's going on to Bill about the Veritas. And then the Doctor finds this device, which, once again, will be important in a little bit. He doesn't exactly explain what it does, but it says it'll help him read the Veritas.
No, he explains exactly what the thing does.
No, not at first. He says it'll help him read the Veritas. He doesn't say what it exactly does.
Yeah, but you say he never explains it.
No, I said he explains it later. Unless I misspoke. I might have misspoke. It's possible.
Yeah.
We've only been off work for maybe 2 hours. And so then I think we go just straight to the Vatican after this. After this little scene in the TARDIS. After Nardole explains what the Veritas is. Well, I don't know if he explains what the Veritas is to Bill, but I think he explains what's going on. So we go to the Vatican. Mm-hmm. The Pope can no longer stay with them, so he goes off with the rest of his priests. We follow... Oh, God, what's his name? What's the priest that they follow with that goes down there with him? Is it...
I thought it was...
Andrew?
Yeah, I think it was Angelo.
Angelo or Andrew? I know it starts with an A.
Angelo.
Angelo, are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Guardian Angelo.
Okay, good. So they go down with Angelo. They pull a door, which, where they pull like a little candlestick kind of lever, which opens up a door, which had a Pope painting in front of it, which was the same Pope that the Doctor knew, who recommended the Doctor. They go down into this huge library where all heretical, or what's it? I don't know how to say heretic. Like it's essentially all the writing that they believe is like just against the church, which is weird. Why did you have all that down under the Vatican? That just seems weird to me personally.
What seems weird again?
The giant library under the Vatican with all the heretical text.
Because they have that?
I mean, I assume it's... I knew it was... I had a feeling it was a real thing, but it just seems kind of weird to me.
No, makes sense. I mean, especially if you talk about how one of the popes actually talked about not donating to the church was one of the things that was taken out.
I don't know.
I mean, they don't want to get rid of any of the writing because, well, that's...
not right.
Blasphemy, but at the same time, they took some stuff out and they decided to keep it to themselves. There's a lot of writing and stuff that they have not released to the public.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty sure there's a Harry Potter joke when they first
get there.
Bill asks, what was it? Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, like Bill says something about Harry Potter and like the Doctor scolds her for it. Or was that the Doctor or Bill that's like, don't say that.
Yeah.
Which is funny, which, I can't remember. Was this the same director that did, the Shakespeare episode? I don't think it was. It might not have been. Don't worry about it. I didn't know if that might have been like a throwaway joke to another episode or not. So then we go to where, kind of go through the library a little bit, and then there's a blue light just kind of appears out of nowhere down on the corridor, and Angelo goes to kind of look at it. The doctor obviously can't see it, but he sees that there's something behind the light. There's a figure. And then Angelo stays to kind of keep a look at it. The Dr. Nardole and Bill go to where the Veritas is being held, and they see a priest that they thought was missing with a gun. I don't think he shoots them. He waves it at them, but he doesn't shoot at them. He used the gun to shoot off the lock to grab the Veritas, and he runs away with it. But he left his laptop there. And at this point, we also cut back to Angelo being, I think, grabbed through that portal. Or something does. Either he goes through it or he gets grabbed through the portal.
He gets grabbed.
Then we don't see him again. We assume he dies. And then the doctor then tells Nardole and Bill, after I think there was a gunshot heard, fairly sure, to go after the priest, to go find him. They're kind of hesitant to do this, just like, go find him, Don't worry, Bill, stand behind Nardole in case anything happens.
And then I said, like, you're probably not going to read it? I promise I'm not going to read it. Don't worry, he's telling the truth on that one. Because the doctor's still blind.
Yeah.
And Bill doesn't know.
Yeah, they build that up for a while for some weird reason. Actually, they still build it up to it the whole episode. She still doesn't know he's blind until next episode.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I do. The trailer for the next episode.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I was about to say, has the doctor telling Bill that he's blind. He's been blind the whole time.
Yeah.
Spoiler, I guess. My bad. So they go off, and they find the guy that shot himself, and then they see a portal. Now, at this point, we know that the guy had translated the Veritas and sent it to CERN, which I don't know what CERN is, so I'm going to actually look it up real quick. What is CERN? The European Organization for Nuclear Research. Good to know. So, they go through this portal first, I think, before the doctor reads the Veritas, and they end up in CERN. Or they end up... No, wait. No, they end up in the Pentagon first, don't they? Right?
Yeah.
They end up in the Pentagon first. So once they've gone through this portal, and then they come out to another area full of portals. If you played Portal, that actually makes sense. So essentially, you walk through this portal, and you're kind of gone to a hub room full of portals pointing towards a wall. So they go through another one, they end up in the Pentagon. And they have little jokes like, do you have clearance to be here? And they're like, no, we'll just go. They come back through, and then they end up back in CERN. And Bill and Nardole are walking through CERN, and they find everybody. They find a guy that's drinking some wine. He's like, come with me. And they all go to this little dining area where everybody's like drinking and having a blast. They're counting down to something. And at one point, Bill looks under the table of where some of the people are sitting at, and there are some hilariously huge sticks of dynamite, bundles of dynamite, just strapped to the tables. You see, all the tables are connected, and and that's what this timer's counting down to. They're gonna blow CERN up. They're gonna blow themselves up. Because every time somebody reads the Veritas, they kill themselves. The priest did it, and then he sent the email to CERN, and we're assuming he sent it to the Pentagon and where all these other portals go. So then they do something that's very creepy and like really starts to set like a different tone for the episode. Is with the number thing. Now, DarkPaladin probably explained this a bit better to me. I have a bit trouble remembering the dialogue. He probably remembers a bit better than me. I think they say something along the lines of, why are you doing this? The Veritas proves. I think they say something along the lines of, this isn't real. Like when they're at CERN and talking to the guy.
No, they didn't bring up anything. They noticed there were bombs. They're like, why do you have bombs? And he looked at it like, you haven't read it yet?
Yeah.
Then he starts. He said, okay, now say a number. I'm going to say it, and I want you guys to say it together.
He's like, you pick a random number, both of you. and then say it when I slap the table. And he slaps the table, and they say the same number. And he's like, and they do it again. And again, they do this like a couple times, and it gets real creepy. Because
then the other guy adds in, I slam the desk, and then everyone starts doing it, which makes everything creepy.
So, as he's slapping the desk, Bill and Nardole are always saying the same number every time. As he slaps it the last time, everybody in the room says the same number, and it's, like Jack Conn said, it's eerie. Like, everybody is saying the same damn number. It's not random. And so Nardole and Bill are freaked out, and they just fucking run because the place is about to blow up. They run, and the building explodes, or that area of the building explodes. And then Nardole has like a question, kind of has an idea, is like, so, you know, what if I were to put my hand on the other side of where these portals are being projected?
Well, what he was saying was that because he brought up saying like, I don't think these are portals. I think these are projections.
That's right, projections. Forgot about
and
that.
then he said like, and he says like, it's just,
This isn't.
I wonder because he's coming to the realization, and then sticks his hand through, and he starts disappearing, and he says, "Oh God, I'm not real."
And then we start to see him digitally disintegrate in front of Bill, meaning that he is part of the CERN, this whole little this thing that is simulated, isn't real. So we find out that Nardole isn't real, and he's part of a simulation. Kind of. It's not really revealed. While all this is going on, the Doctor opens up this little device, some black with some red LEDs around it. We figure out what it actually does. And it should take vision from one of his future incarnations and then give it to him at the current time. That or it's going to fry his brain. One of the two. So he uses it, obviously doesn't fry his brain. And he doesn't know how long it's going to last. So I think he tries to read the Veritas, but unfortunately, one of the enemies this enemy of the week has come through, and he thinks it's Angelo. Only it's not. He obviously, once he regains sight, he sees that it's not Angelo, and he grabs the Veritas. I think he grabs the... No, he doesn't grab the Veritas, because the monk, these enemies which are...
Well, that was he thought it was Angelo. He told him to strap him down so that way he won't kill himself after reading this. But what he does before that is that he activates the machine.
Yeah, which gives him vision.
But did you know what did he say that machine did?
I already said that.
Okay.
That it took vision from one of his future incarnations.
Nope, didn't say all that.
He didn't?
He said he doesn't know what it will take from him. He doesn't know it's going to take his vision from permanently, or he may not be able to regenerate at all. He said he doesn't know what's going to happen.
I thought it was supposed to be more like he possibly took sight from one of his future regenerations. And so the monks, which are the enemy of this week, and will be the enemy of next week as well, they're wrapped in these kind of like ragged red robes, kind of. I think that's the best way I can describe them. And their faces look like they're made out of trees, kind of. Like it looks like bark. It moves.
I don't know. It looks more whatever.
It's weird. It's kind of hard to explain. I probably have a picture up right now during the podcast.
Yeah, oh God.
They look very weird. They're called the monks. Not the headless monks, though. I don't know if there's going to be a connection to them or not. I doubt it. Probably two separate entities. But they grab the Veritas. But what they don't do is they don't grab the priest's laptop, which the Doctor grabs. And he grabs it, and he runs away, and he tries to get away, but ends up not being able to. It looks like they've cornered him, but then a portal shows up, but before all this, he starts to lose his vision again. And this is very bad. So I think he hops through a portal, and then we cut back to Bill. Right?
Yep.
And Bill is just kind of like, she doesn't know what to do, so she hops through a portal. Again.
Oh, no, we don't... Yeah, that's what she does. The hell?
So she hops through a portal, and she ends up in the White House. Somehow. She walks into the room, and the president has, I think, overdosed on pills or something.
Oh, yeah, he killed himself.
Thank God the president doesn't look like Trump. He's just kind of an ambiguous fictional president, number 695.
Oh, God, I would have loved to see that was actually Trump who did that. Because I would love to have seen him post on Twitter, I can't believe Doctor Who
killed me.
got me kill myself. I would never have done that.
sad.
knowing the whole context behind it. Oh God, I would have
No,
loved it.
I'm glad they didn't.
I would have loved it.
Politics aside, we see the president has killed himself, and the doctor no longer needs to see, because I think he mentions how wonderful audio detect technology is. He was able to listen to all the Veritas.
Mm-hmm.
And now he and Bill have a dialogue about what the Veritas is, but before he can do that, Bill asks him if this is all real. Excuse me. I'm trying to remember exactly how this dialogue went.
He was talking about how in there they talk about
The shadow test.
shadow world.
I thought there was a shadow. I thought he talked about a shadow test.
No, world. That these shadow worlds.
Yeah.
And that they're used to, before they want to conquer the real, they want to practice with the shadow world.
And Bill starts freaking out because she starts to come to the realization that she's not real.
And then she's realizing, like, the whole number of things. Well, computers have a hard time coming up with a random nature as it does with people. So that's the reason why it was
with pseudo-random numbers, which explains why everybody in CERN was coming up with the same numbers. So once she starts to realize that she's not real, she starts to disintegrate, just the way Nardole did.
No, actually, what happened was the monk was there and disintegrated Bill.
Oh, that's right. For some reason, it's like once she figured out she wasn't real, the monk disintegrates her. That's right. Once the doctor realizes this is a simulation, he does something that the monks aren't necessarily prepared for, because they're just, the monk that's in the room is just like, we've conquered this simulation, we'll be able to conquer the world fairly easily. But the doctor does what he always does, and he outsmarts the enemy at the end of the day. And
He says, "You're not real. You're not real."
Yeah.
Yes, but his thing, I have the same thoughts, and he said, "You made everything to the key of how everything works, especially the sonic glasses."
Yeah. So, I think, does it immediately cut back to the doctor?
No, but it says right after he tells the aliens. He tells the aliens that he just has been recording everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, what it can also send an email, and then he sends the email. This is the simulation doctor, which then sends it to the real one, which goes right back to the beginning of the episode.
Well,
so when we see the doctor in the don't cop block me, when you see at the door where you get the Extremis message,
vault. Yeah.
which the doctor reads and understands there's an invasion coming. And with knowing with his blindness, he turns to the door and says,
"Missy, I need your help."
We find out Missy is behind the door.
Yeah. And this
Which
also,
throughout the entire scenes, we find out that we find out the whole execution thing wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, he tampered with the execution to not kill Missy, which is... Oh, go ahead.
Yep. Go ahead. And we find out what the promise was that he's been doing. What it was that these guys who will deal with death, that because of the Time Lord's promise, he has to. The Time Lord only does the execution, but they also have to make sure just in case there's no relapse of the body, stay guard of it for over 1,000 years.
And that's what the vault is. The vault is the safeguard of the body.
The vault's a what?
The vault is the safeguard. The thing that was that came out of the water.
Yeah.
So we're only maybe like halfway through the season. We've actually already got the big reveal of the vault, which means now the next big reveal is going to be John Sims Master. And I also want to touch upon a few key scenes of the execution scene. Nardole eventually shows up with River Song's diary and kind of quotes that. And there's a funny little line that gets referenced, and we'll go back and talk about it, that says, "With this book, I'm officially allowed to kick your ass."
No, it wasn't his book. It was the fact that River made him promise.
Oh, yeah. Well, with the book states the promise that I'm allowed, that I have to, he stays with him.
Which also explains why Nordal is with the doctor.
Yeah. Because he promised River Song that he would. This line is also referenced later on when Nardole and Bill, before they go to the portal to CERN, he says, like, you should stay in front of me because I have the permission to kick the Doctor's ass. And Bill's like, Nardole, are you secretly a badass? And he's like, there's nothing secret about it, and then gets scared by a portal. Great scene. There's also the little funny moment where we think Missy's been executed, and oh god, what was it? They say one of the guys, the worshippers of death, says something. He's just like, have a little, and then she responds back, have a little respect for the dead. He's like, what? You're not dead? And she's just like, no, of course not.
Found out the Doctor had tampered with it, and then he's like, you would have to do your. I'm still gonna keep her on watch for over 1,000 years.
Yeah, you said nothing about.
She has to die. Like, all right, let's see you stop me. Check my death. So the guy is now checking how many death. Every ding is basically how many times
the Doctor's killed somebody. Yeah.
Well, not most probably killed somebody, but also involved with death around him.
Yeah,
and it just kept going ding, 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 and people are just taking off running. And one of my favorite lines like saying, like, "No, get back! He doesn't have a weapon." Oh God, you don't have a weapon, do you? Never have.
And they run away. So he still puts Missy in the vault to watch over her for 1,000 years. And outside of that, now we know that the monks are coming to invade the Earth, and that is the setup for next week's episode, which is called The Pyramid at the End of the World, which is looking pretty good from the previews. It looks like it's gonna kind of follow a similar line. Bill's finally gonna figure out that the Doctor is blind. We're gonna kind of see what the monks' big plan is, because we really didn't see it. I don't think. We saw like a scenario of what they do with the Veritas. But it doesn't look like they have the same plan in the next episode. So I think because the Doctor foiled that plan, they're going to go with a new plan. Since that simulation didn't work out to the way they wanted it to exactly. I feel like these enemies are like, they have to get everything done according to plan. If something goes wrong, they abandon the plan.
Maybe not. We'll find out.
So, overall, great episode. Can't wait to see the conclusion of this first part of 2. Technically, it's a 3-parter because we bring some stuff in from Oxygen. So it's kind of like an unofficial 3-parter, official 2-parter. Great acting from Peter. Matt, fucking Bill, or Promaki, and then Michelle Gomez. Just pretty much everybody here knocked it out of the park, especially the guy playing the Pope. Did a fucking great job. I don't have much else to say besides this was just another fantastic episode. DarkPaladin, you got anything?
How fucking dark the episode was.
Yeah. Not only in theme, but it was actually a fairly dark episode in general.
What I found as dark is that these people, that even though these people are not real, they don't know that. They thought they were, just real living people until they took the shadow test to find out, oh, we're simulated. And to what the people were doing inside the who killed themselves with the bombs, they believed they were saving the Earth because they realized this is what was happening.
Yeah, that they were.
A lot of these people were doing this to save.
Or at least what they thought was saving themselves.
Not really themselves, the Earth. They realized that they weren't real, that this Earth wasn't real, and that
because of that, it's like the ideas in this episode that bring out are very dark. While it does have some humor mixed in there, it's a pretty heavy episode.
Yep. So. So fucked.
So I can't wait to see the next episode. Since we don't really have much else, so this will be the conclusion to part 1 of the podcast. Next part, it will hopefully be broken. Ray and I were going to be talking about the first year anniversary of Overwatch and kind of what that entails. So, thank you for joining me. Thank you, DarkPaladin, for joining me. If you guys would like to talk about the episode Extremis from Doctor Who Season 10, leave a comment below. I would love to talk about this more. DarkPaladin would probably like to talk about it a bit more himself. And stay tuned for part 2 of the podcast.
Fuck you, Frank.
Yeah, fuck you. Alright, and welcome back to part 2 of the podcast. Unfortunately, due to me oversleeping, we have to change up the subject of part 2 because like I said, I overslept and screwed up some scheduling for the second part. We were going to do Overwatch's first year anniversary, but now we're going to talk about upcoming movies that DarkPaladin and I are looking forward to see, and just kind of talk about those, why we think they could or could not be good, and why we're kind of hyped to see them. There is no like, oh, this is the most favorite. We're just going to talk about just a couple that either we have in common or we don't, and just kind of go over why we're really excited to see them. Paladin, would you like to go first, or do you want me to?
Yeah, sure.
What the fuck was that?
I clear my throat.
Every time you do that, I think you die.
Part of me does inside. Let's see. Like I said, I am looking forward to the new Spider-Man movie that's coming out.
Homecoming, yep.
Yeah, the main reason why, because I really think they got the perfect actor to play both Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
I think they did too. That's one of the ones that's kind of on my list. I'm a bit weary that it's still Sony, kind of. I know Marvel's finally got the rights back, but from all the trailers I've seen, I feel like I've seen a good chunk of the movie. I've seen 3 trailers now, and I feel like I've seen a good chunk of it.
It's the main reason why I stopped watching movie trailers half the time after they get in too deep. But who knows? Maybe they will.
Although in the 3rd trailer, it is made apparent that Donald Glover, his character actually interacts with Tom Holland's Spider-Man as Peter Parker. He talks to him for a little bit in one of the trailers. It's only for like a couple seconds. But I don't know if he's going to be a mentor and if this is supposed to be a callback to, Miles Morales. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yes.
But that's something, I saw that, I'm like, ooh, we're gonna have a fucking Donald Glover, like, fucking, to kind of, like, not necessarily to oppose Tony Stark as a mentor, but kind of, he's got 2 different mentors. One is kind of like this father figure he looks up to, and the other one is maybe kind of this just guy off the streets. But we've also seen Donald Glover's character with the Vulture. I believe it's is the antagonist of this movie, and, or maybe it wasn't the Vulture, but somebody was testing out a weapon of some sort. Was it the Vulture?
Yeah, I think it was the Vulture, because Mike Keaton's playing the Vulture.
Yeah. So, I don't know what Donald... I don't even know... let me look.
They haven't said who Donald Glover's playing. I keep wondering if he's going to be playing... If he's going to say, like, oh, what's your name? Oh, my name is Miles Morales. That would have been funny as crap.
Dude, no, what if that's what they're saving for the movie?
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering.
That would be beautiful. I would love that.
Yeah.
I love that so much. So yeah, I was
Especially they are using Miles Morales' storyline anyway.
They're taking bits and pieces from it, yeah. They're not using... I don't think they're using it completely. I'm very... I know, and I do kind of like that Tony Stark's a fairly big part of this movie. Because in most, like, one-offs... I shouldn't say one-offs, but it's like a singular character, like a Captain America movie, a Thor movie, an Iron Man movie. It's just them. You don't see any of the Avengers, butting in. And now we're starting to see that. And not only Spider-Man Homecoming, but also Thor Ragnarok. We're starting to finally intersect in our singular movies, which is always kind of fun. And it adds a little bit more... It feels like it's an actual world now. These characters are interacting in singular movies, not just, oh, hey, it's, the next Avengers movie. Obviously they should all be together. So that's something I'm looking forward to. Hopefully,
yeah, but it also makes sense to them to have their own little thing without the other people, because comic books do that. I mean,
they do. But now we're getting to such a big movie world that it's kind of... We should at least see them here and there.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't see them here and there always in every comic book and in every Spider-Man comic. Like, oh, there's Captain America.
I hope Cap makes an appearance. I know he's in the first trailer that was released that he was oh god, what was he was on like the little video that they had wheeled into the classroom. I remember that. It's like, I know him. It's fun. So yeah, really looking forward to Spider-Man Homecoming. Mostly, I think the thing I'm the most hyped about is just to finally see Tom Holland just be able to take on the Spider-Man role in a whole movie, not just like part of one. I'm very interested to see how he carries the whole thing. Like you said, he'll do a good job as both, and I think he will too. I think
from what I've seen him when he did in the Avengers, not the Avengers. It was Captain America: Civil War. Yeah.
He seemed like he had a nice balance.
Yeah.
Whereas,
because like I said, what was it? Tobey Maguire was a great Peter Parker, but an okay Spider-Man.
Well, not bad. Okay, yeah.
The other guy was
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, Andrew.
He was a great
good
Spider-Man.
as a Spider-Man, but I don't Peter Parker.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they were bad actors, but like they didn't seem to, balance the role. Like they seemed to be acting like they're
one or the other.
Yeah, because Spider-Man, he seemed to be split between two different people every time he was in costume and he was out of costume.
So now we finally got an actor who looks like he should be in high school, for one, and two, looks like he might be able to balance the roles out completely, which would be good. And I'm glad we're not immediately going into like Green Goblin or Doc Ock.
Well, because they already did those, and they decided, like, well, we haven't done Vulture yet.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm glad, because the Vulture is a villain that I know nothing about, so I'm glad that we're starting this reboot off with a fresh character. We're not just trying to rehash older villains.
Oh, he's a villain that basically drains youth. From what I remember, anyway.
Huh. Dope.
He's a very old man.
Yeah, I mean, they did get Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton's not, a fresh flower anymore.
Oh, no. He's always been good.
Hopefully they don't do like some shit CGI where they try to make him look younger, if that's what he does. Like if he gets younger.
They've been doing that lately, so
yeah, and Marvel's been pretty good about it. Like the young Tony Stark in Civil War was pretty passable. And
how about the what was that movie?
Guardians
of the Galaxy? Yeah,
that was okay. Like it was okay for the time it was on there, but otherwise it was kind of. He looked good. He looked passable. It's passable. Like it's not amazing. As long as I can go, okay, I can accept that. Not go, oh, this doesn't look real at all. So they're pretty good about that.
Looked pretty real to me.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's not too bad. I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, no one knows who he's playing or what he's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, like from Donald Glover's character, no one knows what his name is. There's a couple other people that don't even know what he's going to be doing.
I'm glad that they haven't revealed everything.
Yep. So yay.
I don't think we have anything else to talk about that. No, I don't think so. I can't think of anything. And so sticking in theme with this, let's talk about the Wonder Woman movie, which is, I believe it's coming out first, because I think it goes Wonder Woman in June and Spider-Man in July, correct?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure. Let me check, actually, because I'm going to sound like an ass if I don't.
Wonder Woman's in June 2nd.
June 2nd? Oh, that's not... Dude, that's like next week.
Yeah, thought you knew that.
No, I forgot. I didn't know what day in June. I knew it was in June.
I knew it next month.
Yeah, I didn't know what day. We should go see that.
Yeah, we will.
Hopefully, maybe. So Wonder Woman in Batman vs Superman, easily one of the most standout performances in the movie. Gal Gadot did a great job. I had very low hopes going into that first movie with her as Wonder Woman. I didn't see it. And then once, I actually got through the movie and, that was actually one of the best parts of the whole thing. And now we get to see her try to carry a whole movie as Wonder Woman. I'm like, okay, I'm behind this. This is probably, for me, and mind you, I'm only a movie viewer. I'm not a comic book nerd, like Paladin is or Ray is. I've only watched from a movie perspective since, Iron Man 1. So this is the first DC film where I go, okay, this looks good. I'm excited for this. I initially had that kind of speculation when I saw the first Batman vs Superman trailer. I'm like, okay, this could be good. And the rest of the trailers destroyed that movie for me. Yay. But so far, all the trailers I've seen for the Wonder Woman movie make me go, okay, this looks good. Chris Pine looks like he's going to be a pretty good secondary actor or a secondary character. I'm interested. It looks like we're going to start with Wonder Woman on wherever she comes from. I don't actually know that.
Themyscira.
Thank you. And then goes into the First World War, which we don't see very often as a backdrop for a big event.
Which is weird. I thought it was the Second World War because I'm pretty sure Stephen Trevor was around that point. I
thought it was the first. Was it second?
No, I mean by lore-wise.
Oh, lore-wise. Okay, yeah, you got to let me know when you're talking about lore. Maybe they're doing it so they don't kind of because since Captain America is World War II, they don't want to be like, oh, we're just copying Marvel, so they went World War I instead, which is fine. We don't see a lot of movies cover it anyway, so not only does it give itself its own kind of identity, but it also separates itself from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is fine.
World War II. That's right.
Weird.
Yep. No, it's World War One. They're doing in the movie, but World War II. Yeah, that's what he was. That's when Steve Trevor was around.
Maybe like I said, maybe they're just doing it so they can kind of separate themselves from Captain America. That way, it's not super soldier goes into external conflict. That's always seems to be World War II. I don't know. It's fine. Like I don't mind the change.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be that big a deal.
They got Chris Pine to play Steve Trevor, though.
And Chris Pine's a pretty good actor, so I'm excited for this. I really don't know what the movie's about, besides her trying to stop World War One. I don't know who the big bad is, unless it's
technically what happened is that Steve Trevor, while in fights World War One, while flying a plane, crashes in Themyscira, which for the longest time she's been wanting to go see the outside world, wanting to help out.
He's kind of her gateway out.
Yeah, basically, think of Little Mermaid, but with violence.
Lots and lots of violence.
Especially since she's her mother and all the other guys were supposed to, stay away from men's transgressions, blah blah blah.
Yeah, because I don't think I know, unless you know. I don't know who the big bad in this movie is.
Well, probably be Captain Dr. Poison.
Dr. Poison?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm like Dr. Poison.
Never heard of him, obviously.
A mad scientist.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, but they haven't seen too much. It was made around the Golden Age, and really,
because DC's been really bad with their trailers about just kind of showing us the whole movie, and I don't think I've seen the whole movie with these trailers. Like I said, with the Spider-Man Homecoming trailers, I feel like I've seen a good chunk of it.
Yeah, like I said, Dr. Poison was a female mad scientist who was worked for the Nazis.
Nazis.
But she also was a what was it? Oh god, what was it?
Come on.
For the Nazis, was a spy, but also find out that no, the person was actually a Maru, which was a Japanese princess.
What?
Yeah, it's a little whole kind of little thing. Remember, this was made in the Golden Age, where comic books were also used as propaganda for World War II. So certain villains were made to,
represent.
Yeah. Also, she wore a Bokir costume and hood to make it disguise her gender.
Did you just assume it?
I didn't assume anything.
I'm fucking with you. So yeah, looks like a good movie. Since the trailers haven't given much away, there's not much that I can go off of, which is good. I'm fine about that.
Yay!
Especially since this movie is closer to release than Spider-Man.
I can't wait to see Ares.
That'd be interesting. Be very interesting, actually.
Yeah, to actually see a god in the film.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up a movie list for this year, just so I can make sure I've got all the movies.
Since you're talking about that movie, I want to bring up a movie I am actually kind of interested in.
Go for it.
The Mummy.
I don't know how to feel about that movie.
Yes. How can I say it? First, it comes off like, oh, okay, they're taking it for a more serious tone, and then there seems to be some comedic value in it. I'm like, oh, okay, then it's
yeah.
So this is a little bit different. Because what they're gonna do? Because what was it? Russell Crowe's in there. And he's playing
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, right?
Yeah, well, Dr. Henry Jekyll. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they haven't done anything with the Hyde yet, so he's going to play Hyde, and somehow Tom Cruise's character is going to be playing with the Mummy. It looks interesting, and
they're expanding.
It's like a nice little.
They're expanding a whole movie universe off this, right?
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, this thing seems a little bit deeper than what it was, and maybe we can see what they have available. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do with this movie. Especially, I haven't seen too much information, but of course it's being released June 9th, so it's coming out soon.
Yeah, I just don't know how I feel about it.
Or
Because I don't know if it's, I don't know, is it supposed to be kind of in the same vein as like the original Mummy series with Brendan Fraser, or is it supposed to be something completely different?
I just think it's supposed to be a reboot. So,
Because I really
um,
like the Mummy movies
hmm?
originally. I like the original Mummy movies.
I like them too, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not. It's not like I'm against this. It's just not. It's a movie that I've seen, but I haven't like paid much attention to. Because I looked at it, I'm like, okay, this could be good, but I'm gonna wait till the reviews come out for it. Let's see. Oh god, I don't like how they list these.
well, maybe you also feel a little bit less knowing that he also co-wrote for Watchmen and Revenge of the Fallen, but he also co-wrote and executive produced Star Trek,
Which one?
the 2009 reboot.
No, okay.
He also co-wrote and executive produced The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Oh god, that's probably something to be worried about.
A
He
little
also,
bit.
he also co-wrote the Into Darkness. Okay, I'm having a little bit more less faith in this now.
Oh, hey, did Baywatch came out today?
But, I think it did, yeah, but I'm not sure how I should feel about that one either.
It looks okay. Like, I think that's kind of a movie. It's like kind of a guilty pleasure movie, maybe.
I think they can't really take the source material for that one too seriously.
And it obviously looks like they're not.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with it.
Yeah, and honestly, Zac Efron and The Rock look like they're just gonna. They look like a really good pair, like to go
But
back
as
and
of right
forth.
now, it looks like it is not doing good at all.
I didn't expect it to really. Like, I really didn't expect it to do good, but it's like one of those movies you watch once, you enjoy it, you kind of keep in your collection. It's like a rainy day movie. You just watch it because it's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we'll see how it all plays out down the line. Um, Another movie I'm actually pretty interested to see is Blade Runner 20
Does it come out
2049.
this year?
Yeah, it comes out this year. Scheduled to come out October 6th.
I'm gonna say this now. I have not seen the original,
I haven't fully seen it yet.
so I can't say whether I'm hyped or not for it.
I am because I didn't like what I saw of the original. I just kept passing out, and I never had the time to just sit down. I don't. I want to make sure that it's like a night or where I'm just like
You
okay,
can just focus and
focus
watch
on
it.
watching this
Yeah,
movie.
I think I
But
might do
yeah,
that
from what
on
I'm
my day
seeing,
off.
but yeah, it's really good. From what I've seen, it's really good. The pacing's great. Also, it can be extendedly long. It can be long, especially with the original cut, I think. But yeah, so that's another movie I'm interested in. But like I said, don't know too much what's going on since it's too early. Not a lot of trailers are out for it.
Yeah.
But a movie that is coming up that has seen a lot of trailers, which I am looking forward to, is The War for the Planet of the Apes.
I'm kind of indifferent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never really cared for those movies.
You didn't see the other two?
No,
You haven't seen the other two movies?
no.
Oh my god, they're so good.
Were we talking about like the originals?
What? No, the remakes.
No,
The reboots.
I looked at them like that looks like it could be good, but it's just not something that interested me.
Oh my god, they're so good.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're not good. It's just like I looked at them like, oh, okay.
Especially since you actually feel for Caesar in this one so much. Andy Serkis has done a great job
Andy Serkis is fucking amazing.
putting the expression into this character, and I'm looking forward to see Woody Harrelson play this guy. I like Woody Harrelson. He makes me laugh every time. Because he's a really good actor, so I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, I don't have much to say, but like I said, I haven't kept up with those movies. Not because I think they're bad movies, but it's just like one of those things that didn't catch my interest, so I never ended up going to see them.
Oh god.
I think another movie that's coming out in July that I'm really looking forward to is Dunkirk.
Actually, you're the first person ever said it. I don't know what that is.
It's another movie by Christopher Nolan that looks about over the Battle of Dunkirk in World War
Okay.
It's a war film. It's
Yeah, okay,
during
I see
World
it.
War II, during the Dunkirk evacuation.
Hmm.
And it's actually a co-production between the Netherlands, the UK, France, and the US. That's actually really fucking cool. And apparently he wrote the story with the intention to tell it from the air, the land, and the sea.
Like I said, there are some things I like about Christopher Nolan, but there's been
Oh yeah.
a few things I really don't know about. But yeah, whatever works.
I
I
mean,
look forward to seeing.
from the trailers I've seen, it looks like it's going to be very like. I mean, he's always a very good like director. I think like
Yeah.
his cinematography is always good. So having a World War II backdrop, I think he can make possibly a very good war movie with this. And of course, he's always got Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna say this because I know you don't care, but I am kind of interested in seeing it.
seeing.
Transformers: The Last Night.
Oh, I mean, I'll see how it does rating wise and kind of see
Oh,
what reviews.
come on! We this is a microwave. We know how it's probably gonna do rating wise.
Yeah, you're right.
But this is supposed to be his last film. And the reason why I want to try look at it is because I don't see any of the traditional, over the top female tropes that he normally been doing. I mean,
I don't know if you cut out or what.
I mean, because I really don't think he's going to sexualize a 15-year-old girl.
Let's hope he doesn't. How about that?
Oh God, you don't have any hope for him.
I don't. I'm not gonna lie. I don't.
Oh God, that's so fucked.
Is it not coming out this year?
I thought it was.
Oh, okay, it's in September. Sorry, I accidentally skipped past it. When I was scrolling through. Obviously, we've already talked at length about The Dark Tower, which comes out August 4th. I'm looking very forward to that. And a movie that I've kind of kept my eye on a little bit is coming out on August 18th called The Hitman's Bodyguard, which stars Samuel Jackson and Ryan Reynolds as kind of a duo. Samuel Jackson plays the hitman, and Ryan Reynolds plays the bodyguard to protect him. It looks just like a fun little kind of comedy, very violent comedy. People are saying like, non-canonically, it's if Deadpool and oh god, Nick Fury teamed up together.
Yeah.
So it looks like a fun little movie. Once again, kind of not necessarily in the same vein as Baywatch, maybe a bit more serious, but still, I really just want to see the chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. That's kind of what's selling the movie for me.
I heard of some things about it. I wanted to see more information before I put it out, but yeah, I'm almost like I'm going to see it just because it has those two in it.
Yeah.
I still want to see King Arthur.
Yeah, I'm tentatively excited about that one because it looks like it has the potential to just be another retelling of a classic tale, but it looks like it could be very generic.
But I like how they said no from the beginning. I kept interrupting him no. So they kept wanting more information. So okay, let's see how this goes.
And I also like Charlie Hunnam. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I liked him since he was in Sons of Anarchy because I really love that show.
I haven't seen it.
It's good. You should watch it.
There's a lot of shows I should watch.
Joe.
Breaking Bad is one of them. You keep getting upset about it. Upset.
I mean, because it's a really good show. But we're getting off topic. But yeah, I'm interested to see if that does really well. I'm excited to see if that takes him anywhere career-wise for acting, because I think the last movie he did was Pacific Rim.
Yes.
And I don't think that movie did too well.
It was all right.
Like I said, we talked at length about it. That comes out on September 8th.
Oh, the other reason why I want to see the Transformers last night is because it's Michael Bay's last Transformer film.
Yeah, hopefully that means either somebody else is going to take over. We're just going to let them, just be done for a little bit. I would be completely fine with the Transformers movies just dying down for a little bit and then rebooting.
Or they will just forget about, or they'll get someone else and he'll do a much worse job than Michael Bay.
Oh god!
They may get Frank to do the writing.
Oh god, damn it! We're not even talking about that.
Well, maybe he'll do a good job. This time the machines are already alive, so you don't have to worry about trying to write them, to be alive.
Let's just stop.
Fuck you, Frank.
There's gonna be another Saw movie.
I'm done. I'm fucking done.
Jesus
no.
Christ, why?
Let it die.
Thor Ragnarok, I'm actually really looking forward to. It comes out November 3rd.
It's the first Thor movie I'm looking forward to.
Right? I initially looked forward to the second Thor movie because I'm like, Christopher Eccleston's going to be the villain. And then this movie is hot garbage.
Nope, did not care enough.
I was really interested to see if they were gonna like have him be a cool villain, and then he just felt generic as hell.
Take this, bitch.
Justice League. Once again, we talked at length. That comes out on November 17th. Really,
Yep.
That looks really fucking good.
I am looking forward to also seeing Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Hype!
And I'm hoping that I like this one more than the last one.
Not to say that the last one was bad.
It sucked.
Do you really think it actually sucked?
Oh God! If I wanted to watch, if I want to watch A New Hope, I would have watched A New Hope.
Okay, well, let's not take too long about this. We're already.
Okay, you know what? One day, maybe we'll do
the thoughts on it.
On the last movie. Maybe that could be the next topic for the next podcast.
Yeah,
well, who cares?
Yeah, sure, why not? That can be. We'll talk more at length about that next week.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm pretty hyped. We don't know much about the movie, which is fine. We shouldn't. The movie doesn't come out till December. I'm interested to see what Luke meant by Jedi must come to an end. Does this mean we're going to get something like the Grey Jedi? Does this mean he wants to get rid of the Jedi so that the Sith will no longer be a thing? Because without one, you can't have the other. Lots of speculation on that line. And I'm interested to see Captain Phasma. She's obviously not dead. I want to see her role and how she works within the First Order. Also, apparently, I think there was a book or something that talks about why the Resistance is the way it is in The Force Awakens. I remember reading it online that the reason that Leia is heading the Resistance and why it has such little movement or little help is because once word got around that Darth Vader was her father, a lot of people disowned her.
Okay.
But we're not going to get into this. I'm just...
Why'd you bring it up?
Because it just popped in my head, and if I knew I didn't say it, I was going to forget it. So it's how I mentally keep that, in the back of my mind.
Thank you for building the rage inside me again.
You're welcome. Also coming out in December is the new Jumanji movie.
Oh yeah, The Rock's in that one. God, The Rock's in a lot of movies lately.
The Rock does a lot of movies. It also has Kevin Hart and Karen Gillan. So
Yes.
And Jack Black.
Yay!
So might be another little guilty pleasure movie. Depends on how well it does. I love the original Jumanji, so it's got some high standards to beat for me. And yes, that is with nostalgic glasses. Judge me all you want.
Also Kong Skull Island.
That's already out.
Yeah, I know. I
need to see it.
Oh, it already passed out. Yeah, I know it's not been out yet, but I still want to see it.
I don't think there's anything else on here that I'm looking at.
Oh God, I almost forgot. This movie is a top we have to see. Who's ready to see the Emoji Movie? Kill me.
I'm done.
Comes out July 28th, people.
I feel bad for anybody listening to this podcast and has kids that's going to go see that.
Oh, no.
I feel bad. No, I feel bad for the parents that have to go see it because their
No,
kids
it's
want to
what
see
I
it.
just looked.
What?
Patrick Stewart's in the movie and he's playing poop.
I'm pretty sure it's just like a throwaway joke.
I'm done.
I'm pretty sure he just did it for the paycheck. Like, come on now.
Patrick, why you just came out of Logan? Why this?
Money?
I love you,
A
man.
paycheck? I need to see Logan still. Also, apparently, there's going to be a Boo 2, a Medea Halloween.
I can't do this.
So, we're not looking forward to either of those movies, but it's just fun. Also, there's going to be a My Little Pony, the movie.
What?
October 6th.
No, you're joking, right?
Comes out the same day as the new Blade Runner movie.
I. Oh, God.
So, yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm not watching any of the movies. I'm killing myself after this video.
Well, unfortunately...
This is my last will and testament. I leave everything to my brother.
Can I have some of your shit?
No.
Please? I'll take, whatever you give me.
Fine, take my headphones. I don't care anymore.
Dope! Yes, you heard it here, folks. So, yeah, these are the movies that we're looking forward to. Like I said, I apologize for not doing what I originally stated in the first part of the podcast, which was going to be talking about the first year of Overwatch. That is completely on me. Yell at me in the comments if you will.
But as we've learned from everybody, from what we just heard from the new movie topics today, life is here to disappoint you any way it can.
That too. So thank you, DarkPaladin, for joining me to try to salvage this part of the podcast as best we can.
Oh, there's no salvage. I'm dead after this.
Thank you for joining us for this podcast. If you would like to discuss any of the movies that we mention in this podcast, or if you would like to mention any other movies that we didn't and you were interested in seeing, and kind of tell us why, that'd be great. We'd love to talk. We'd love to interact with you guys, even though nobody ever fucking comments on these at all.
The comment section is empty as my soul right now.
So thank you all for joining us. Thank you, DarkPaladin, for joining me. And as always, everyone, have a great day.
Give me the bleach.